It is everywhere we live. Drugs, gangs, crime, violence. But particularly here. This is Los Angeles.
There are as many as 4,000 teenage runaways on the streets on any given day. And many of them are throwaways that have just been thrown out of the house and said, don't come back. We find almost exclusively they come from backgrounds of mental, physical, and sexual abuse. And they just come down here thinking that life has got to be better, and it just isn't.
We sleep on a bridge underneath the freeway pass. It's warm. It can be warm. You know, with blankets. You have to have a lot of blankets. It's not fun out here. It's not games. There's a lot of little kids out here that need a lot of help. We've got 11, 12, 13-year-old kids out here. But for them, this is better than being at home because they're beaten, molested, and raped at home.
I wasn't afraid that I was going to die when I was on the streets. I was afraid I was going to have to live another day.
I imagine most kids at one time or another have fantasized about jumping on a bus or maybe even a train, running off to some unknown destination. But today, running away has a whole different meaning with a lot more serious consequences.
I left home when I was 17. Mom and Pop were very difficult to get along with. I'd literally had all my dreams beaten out of me. Drugs were as yet to take a big toll on me, and I left and had a suitcase, a guitar, and just a dream, and I started hitchhiking around the country.
Me and my friends, well, we panhandle. Mainly, you know, sometimes we steal. We do what we have to do.
I slept in cars, open places, newspapers when it was snowing. I remember a Thanksgiving dinner I had where I had mayonnaise sandwiches.
I've done just about everything you can imagine. I've always tried to stay as legal as possible, but that ain't always easy at 14 years old.
Don't trust anybody out here. Nobody.
Trust nobody. That pretty much sums up life on the streets for kids that have run away and are homeless. Kids that have had to grow up way too fast. Thousands of homeless kids across the country are waking up wondering if they're going to eat that day. And worse yet, what they might have to do for a little something to eat.
I didn't have any money, so I had to prostitute for money.
I used to prostitute. I sold some dope, panhandle, I mean, begged.
It's like when you're out here, you gotta do what you have to do to survive. You know, normally you may not do those things, but when you're out here on the streets, you gotta do it, or you're dead.
You know, my heart goes out to all those kids out there that are sitting and watching this and thinking of running away.
When I was 14, my mom passed away of alcoholism. And my dad, I have no idea where he's at. So ever since I was 14, I've been taking care of myself.
I've been disowned by both my parents. My dad when I was 17, my mom just last January. She could care less if I'm on the ground, in the street, you know, dead. She wouldn't even care. She wouldn't even turn around and look back.
Some of these kids, the only reason they're alive is they think some other kid cares.
7 years ago, I got on the highway and I put my thumb out. Nobody wanted me, so I left.